Hi guys, it's Andrew. I'm recording from inside the studio today. I need my laptop today to help me with this. I'm dealing with, well, it's a good thing I did that apology piece earlier this week because I'm dealing with a tangly subject this morning and I need the support. I don't have a teleprompter, and as a result, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reading, and I hope that you'll be understanding, especially if you see my eyes wavering from your screen. So, we started doing these vignettes, these little vlogs, basically on account of the fact that nobody was reading our blogs, right? I've been blogging for years. I've been blogging in the motorsports, for motocross, for snowmobile, for the tourism industry. You know, I've obviously, not even my mother reads my blogs. You know, people say, you should write a book. I think, man, you don't even read my blogs. How are you going to get someone to read a book? And it was suggested that I start doing these videos. And the irony of this is that we're at this no amount of time when I receive a phone call from a friend who asked about a blog that I wrote 16 years ago. And he suggested that it would be especially meaningful given what's happening in the world right now, the real pandemic that we're experiencing right now worldwide, but especially across Canada, and we're starting to see it here in Newfoundland. It's a blog that I wrote about 16 years ago. At that time, we were right into the throes of the Boondockers video series. Now, Boondockers is a backcountry snowmobile video series. We used to head into the woods. We were doing snowmobile tours in Corner Brook at the time, and we got fed up with trying to explain to people how great the snowmobiling was, right? The fact that, you know, you're riding at sea level, so there's lots of oxygen for your lungs. Your machine has lots of power. There's no avalanches. The hills, as you can see in the background, are very gentle, and anybody can ride in this area. There's actually even a blog written about this. It's called Stairway to Heaven. But we got tired of explaining this to people, and we started this video series, and it took off. In 2005, it had gotten to such a point that we had brought all of the best snowmobilers in the world. We brought Dan Gardner and Jimmy Blaze and Jay Quinlan. Oh my goodness, Luke Maui, Chris Brandt, Jason Semler, Courtney Hungerford. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We were actually doing a backflip show, right? Imagine that now, doing a backflip on a snowmobile. It was a really exciting time, and what was, I think, really special about this is the fact that the show was being hosted in Corner Brook. Normally when you bring big shows to Newfoundland, they come to the capital, they come to St. John's. But Corner Brook is our snowmobile capital. They had a great stadium. That's where we put off the show. And about 2 weeks prior, we went out as a group with, the kids that were working with us on the show, and we put off a pre-show, we'll say, or we started to prepare the community. We went out and we did interviews with the radio programs. We met with the mayor. We went to the schools. We had our trucks. We had stickers. We had posters that we were putting up. I mean, we were just building up the hype, and it was a lot of excitement leading into the show. Well, the last night we were in town, we were there for 10 days, 2 weekends. It was a Saturday night, and guys, I was killed, right? There's no two ways about it. It was a busy, busy week. I was tired. The kids were going out that night, and they were determined, and I said, man, go on, enjoy yourselves. I'm all in. You guys are on your own. And, of course, when they were going through the door, there was all sorts of, you get rest up now. We're going to have a late night party. We'll get you up when we come back. And I laughed, right, because I had lived in Corner Brook at that point for 10 years. And Corner Brook is a conservative town. It's very, very, very British. It's a mill town, right? It's a great community. It is a beautiful community. But it's a community that's steeped in family values. And a man's name, a family name, means an awful lot in the city of Corner Brook. And you certainly wouldn't want to bring any shame. Certainly not by out shagging around in the middle of the night up at Strawberry Hill. So I laughed when they went through the door, but you can imagine my surprise when 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever it was in the morning, probably 5 because I'm an early riser, but I woke up in the bedroom with this bass coming through my chest, right? This it's like, oh. I came down over the stairs, guys, and there was a full-on rave. I mean, turntables, everything set up in the house, and the crowd were having a time. And I laughed when I came up the stairs. I was in a state of disbelief. And there was a part of me that was I want to say happy. And this is why I took the computer out, right? Because I said, it was a great time, and I appreciated the new attitude that we found among the city's youth. The abandonment of inhibition, no more fear for what others might say, the desire to live life and truly be the person that they wanted to be. But the drugs frightened me, right? And I'm not talking about, the regular drugs. I'm talking about a more illicit street variety of drug. Right? And I'm not saying that it's, I guess the point later that afternoon, we were sitting on the couch and we were watching the TV and everybody's chilled out, and it was a South Park episode came on, and I'm not certain how many of you have watched South Park, but they do a really, really good job of delving into topics that parents find difficult to discuss and understand, because they've never explored these worlds. It's like these silly ads that you hear on the radio station now about, oh, I'm a silly unicorn. Okay, people don't talk like that, and you're only making yourself look like fools in front of your kids when you carry on like that. It's important for you to watch South Park, and as a result of what was said in that program, I wrote this poem. And this is what my friend asked me to repost and to share with you. So it's called MmmmmKay, and it's based on the student counselor from the South Park episode, Mr. Mackey. And that's when he says, drugs are bad, MmmmmKay, right? Everything that he says is MmmmmKay. And that's what it's called. So, drugs are bad, your parents will say. No, boy, they're not. They're wicked, MmmmmKay. The sooner you know this, the better you'll be. For experimentation can set you free. The thing is, though, drugs don't compare to the release that comes when you learn not to care. A lover's kiss, a broken bone, pheromone release, finding the zone. If you don't know these, then you'd best stay clear, or drugs and booze will become your lair. Inhibitions abandoned, your life in your hands, rolling the dice while you look to the stands. But no one is watching your sad little show. The curtains are falling. There's no more blow. Nothing is yours, a delusional stream. Lost your mind, lost your cause. So much for your dreams. Guys, I had no sooner found this when a friend called from Vancouver, an old mentor of mine, and he was talking about the real pandemic that we're experiencing in Canada right now. Right? What Hastings looked like in comparison to when we lived out west. Right? A opiate crisis that is very much in relation to this. Right? Look, drugs are what drugs are. But you need to live your life. You need to be able to find that lover's kiss. You need to be able to find what's real in your life. Otherwise, you can get lost in that world. There's nothing wrong with heightening an experience. But as I suggest here, right, and remind people, look, marijuana is not a gateway drug. All right? It is not. Booze is your gateway drug. You'll do anything when you're loaded. Get that in your head. All right? Drug abuse, guys, it's usually, when it's abuse, right? Not use, abuse. It's usually a function of a much deeper problem. I remember when my mother came to us asking about, well, let's not kid ourselves, is he on drugs? I said, Mom, for the love of God, you know he's on drugs. Look at him. Right? The question is not whether he's on drugs, it's why he's on drugs. Guys, be honest about your own life. Your vices, your vulnerabilities, right? Don't hide stuff from your kids, and don't be doing stuff, unless you're prepared to discuss it, right? Watch what you're doing in front of your kids. Be aware, look, drug abusers lie. They lie all the time, and they're really, really good at it. They're sly. It's unreal. It's hard to spot. make sure you know, guys, and these are just the things that I listed at the time, and these are the point. It's amazing that I said this. This is 2005. I wrote this, right? There's no shame in seeking professional help, and there was at that time. Today, there really isn't. So if you think you have a problem, or you think you know somebody that has a problem, right? Try to reach out, find professional help, find friends, find somebody that's in the know. Right? And when I say in the know, like really in the know, guys. Somebody that's actually tried drugs, okay? One fleck of fentanyl is not going to kill you. All right? The problem with fentanyl is when you find drugs that are way too hot. Right? That's the problem. Right? You got to start speaking honestly about this. And I hope that this will open an opportunity for us to have a real discussion. I'm not in any way promoting any of this. Right? God knows, Lord, geez, I had to give up cigarettes, right? So I'm clear of everything these days, and I'm better for it. It's not to say that I would deny any of the experiences that I've had leading up to this point, right? No more do I think I should deny anyone else. But guys, you got to be careful with this stuff. Hope this helps.